Now, while I like using the triangles when I work with trigonometry, I know that some of you prefer to memorize points on the unit circle. So let's talk about that here. If we use the triangles that we've already talked about, we can find points on the unit circle. Now remember what that means if we're talking about on the unit circle. This is a place where r equals 1, or the hypotenuse is 1. So we would have to have a 1 here on our triangle. Let's think back to our original 45-degree triangle. We said that the sides that are the same, we would let equal 1, and the hypotenuse would be √2. But now we have a hypotenuse of 1. That means we divided every side by √2 to find a similar triangle. So we have x 1 over √2 and y 1 over √2. That means at this point, a point on the unit circle, when r is equal to 1, x is 1 over √2 and y is 1 over √2. Of course, we could rationalize those denominators, √2 over 2, comma, √2 over 2. We can do the same thing with our 30-degree triangle. Let's think about the original triangle that we looked at. We said that opposite 30 degrees is 1, the hypotenuse is 2, and x is √3. But we're looking at a point on the unit circle, so the hypotenuse, or the radius, is 1. We have to divide every side by 2. So we have x equals √3 over 2, y equals 1 over 2, and we have this point on the unit circle, x and y. Looking at our 60-degree triangle, we have x equal 1, hypotenuse 2, opposite 60 is 3. And again, this is a point on the unit circle where the hypotenuse, or r, has to be 1. And we have to divide all of our sides by 2. So x is 1/2, y is √3 over 2. And we have this point on the unit circle, x and y. Because we are looking at points on the unit circle where the radius r equals to 1, we can say that sine is equal to y, cosine is equal to x, and tangent then is equal to sine over cosine. Let's put those points that we drew all onto this quadrant 1 of the unit circle. So we said at 30 degrees, we had x √3 over 2 and y 1 over 2. At 45 degrees, we'll rationalize the denominator here, √2 over 2, √2 over 2. At 60 degrees, 1/2 √3 over 2. And of course, at 0 degrees, 1, 0, and at 90 degrees, 0, 1. There's an easy way to memorize these. If you look at the x values, we have 1, √2, √3 going down, and then going up in y, 1, √2, √3. And they're all over 2. So if you would prefer to memorize these points on a unit circle rather than the triangle, you can do so.